One of the reasons calculus is so important in everyday life is for business owners and operators. There's something called the input-output graph, which shows business owners how they can achieve maximum productivity from a certain amount of outputs. In this graph, inputs are put on the x-axis and outputs are put on the y-axis because inputs are the independent variable and outputs are the dependent variable. In this case, we'll look at the inputs as the number of workers hired and the outputs as the quantity of product created. The graph itself is a curve. Before a certain number of workers, for a certain amount of time after 0, the graph has a positive slope that is increasing, so it is concave up. After a certain number of workers are hired, there is a point of inflection. So now the graph is concave down, although it is still increasing. At one further point on the graph, after you hire even more workers, the graph will now decrease and is still concave down. So, what does this mean? Well, the first stage, where it is increasing and concave up, means that the more workers you hire, the more productive you will be, the more product you will create. The second stage of production, where it is increasing but concave down, is indicative that with each additional worker you hire, you are creating less marginal returns for each worker. And then when it is concave down, you're actually losing based on the cost you pay of each worker, the cost of each worker, and the marginal returns they give the business owner. So, the first derivative of the original output and input and output graph shows where the graph is increasing, where we are still efficient as a business owner. The second derivative of the original input and output graph shows the inflection point that happens after only just a few workers. This inflection point serves as a warning sign to business owners as to maybe they should start considering not hiring as many people because they are losing efficiency, they are losing productivity. So, calculus is super important for business owners. It's super important for profit maximization, and all of this has come from Mr. McGuire's AP Economics class. Have a nice day.